Pastor Olaskomi Salami. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about the power of recommendation. You may be wondering, what do we want to talk about recommendation? Yes, I know some of us are BSc holder, Masters holder, PhD, different kinds of qualification. But it will interest you to know that there are certain qualifications, no matter how it is, it will never take you to places that you ought to be. There are certain doors your qualification will not be able to open for you. There are certain connections your qualification will not give you. The only thing that will give it to you is recommendation. And that is why there is power in recommendation. I'll be sharing with you few guys in the scripture who through recommendation stepped into their height of greatness. Number one, Joseph. He was a prisoner. He was recommended by the chief cupbearer to Pharaoh. And that was how Joseph moved from the prison to the palace. Likewise, you too. There are certain places you might not be able to step until you are recommended. And that's why you need to actually appreciate your relationship and build quality ones. Don't just treat people anyhow. There are people who don't look like it, but God can use them to actually initiate your next level. The chief cupbearer never looked like it, but it was the one God used for Joseph to get to the palace. What about David? When King Saul lost his sanity, the Bible says that they needed someone who can play instrument for Saul's sanity to be restored. And one of the servants said, I have seen the son of Jesse. How did he see him? We don't know, because David is always in the bush. But someone saw him and he recommended David to King Saul. And the king said they should bring him to the palace immediately. David never prayed to get to the palace. David never had any qualification for the palace, but recommendation brought him to the palace. What about Daniel? There was a time after the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, the story of Daniel was not known again. The king had a problem, Belshazzar, and the mother of the king had to tell him, there was a man that reigned with your father, Nebuchadnezzar, whom the spirit of the gods live inside, and his name is Daniel. Call for him. And that was how Daniel was brought back to limelight, and he was able to interpret the writings on the wall. Can you see how recommendation actually set the pace for the lifting of these young men? What about Paul? Immediately after his conversion, the Bible says the apostles, they rejected him because they knew his past, so they were scared to receive him into the church. But it was Barnabas who went with Paul to Jerusalem, and he told them about Paul. And the Bible says they received him into fellowship. And that is why learn to build good relationship, because you don't know the one that will actually orchestrate your next level. I pray God will help you in Jesus' name. There is power in recommendation, and that is why anywhere you find yourself, anyone you find today, please don't treat them anyhow. The relationship you nurture well can be the reason why the next door of blessing might be opened for you. Don't look down on anyone, because the person who don't look like it may be the key to your next door of blessing. The Lord bless you. Please, I want to remind you again, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and remember to click on the button below so that you can be able to receive the next videos. The Lord bless you in Jesus' name.